Hey everyone, Gurky the Gotcha Grinder here, bringing you another Godforge video. I think we're in, I don't know, day 2 or day 3 of the alpha test, and we wanted to talk about some things that we'd like to see changed, some of the issues and things of that nature. Please don't take this as a negative video. This is an alpha test, just giving my thoughts and opinions on things that I've seen, noticed, and improvements that can be made. I'm sure a lot of the quality of life features that I talk about here will be implemented at some point. So far, they've done a great job. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and do, excuse me, a little bit of a battle real quick so you guys can see what it is. So, the first issue that I've seen, and that is when you're getting heroes in some of the places, it's missing the hero name. Like, obviously it shows them all here, but when you get it as a reward when it pops up, I notice that sometimes the name isn't there. I'm sure that's just a graphical error on their part. I'm sure it'll be fixed. So let's go into a battle real quick. So I want to talk about the camera and how bad it is, in my opinion. I think an easy fix for the camera is perhaps maybe zooming out a little bit on the animations, or making the units maybe 10-20% smaller. You don't get the full effect of the skills. Some of the characters overlap each other, and I mean, this one isn't the worst, but maybe reduce the size a little bit so you can see everything. Another really big issue, kind of like a pet peeve of mine, and again, I'm sure this is gonna be taken care of. There's no round number. You don't know if this is round 1, round 2, or round 3. I know it might seem minor. It's just something that's in every single game out there. It's something I'd like to see. Back to the graphical side of things like this, up in the top right-hand corner, I would like to see the icons and the buttons and everything a little bit more fleshed out. Again, I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff is going to be done anyway, but that, those buttons up there, they look circa 1996, you know what I mean? One of the other issues that I've noticed is when you're going through some of the rewards and things like that, if you click on an item, sometimes you can click it and the little description box will go away. Sometimes it won't, but the description of the items needs to be a lot more in-depth. Like when you select a scroll, for a skill scroll or an item, it just has the item name. It doesn't say what it's used for. I'd like to see locations and things of that nature. It'll make it a lot more accessible to everybody to know where everything's at. Another thing that I'm not sure if this is I'm not completely sure how this system works. I do know that when you are going in and let's just I don't know, we'll pick this dude right here. So 4-star, it requires 3-star units, but you can go in here and you can select 1-star rares. Is that supposed to be how it is? Because it does say 3 stars. Or does it count the a common as 1 star, uncommon is 2, rare is 3? Is that how it works? I'm not entirely sure if that is something that was intended or not. Definitely something to look at. Another thing that I would like to see, and I'm going to get probably a little bit of hate from some people on this, and be accused of elitism or something like that. But I would like to have some sort of way to gauge how powerful my character is. I know stat weighting has been an issue in most games, but can we get like a CP, combat power, or even if you can do like a grading system you know, from like red to green or something like that, just so I'd like to know how strong my team is, how strong units are, because there is definitely a stat curve when you're going up in tiers. Another thing I would like to see is when you are doing an auto battle or an auto repeat, I would absolutely love to see maybe a 3 or 4 times speed in there. Just for that purpose, you leave it at single or double speed for the actual content gameplay. I've already talked about the description of items. You know, this is just an optimization thing, but sometimes when I'm playing the game or I have it on auto, it'll slow down to like 0.25. Not the speed of the actual, you know, units or whatever, but the actual game itself will slow down. I know for a fact it's not a hardware issue. Maybe that's just some sort of optimization you guys can work on later. Another thing that I would like to see, this is probably the last thing I want to mention in this video, is I would like to see an option to multiple awaken a unit at the same time. So let's just go to a unit that I have a bunch of, right? I go to awaken. Like, so if I click this, I can awaken them, right? But if I click over here, must unlock the previous awaken first. I would like to either, you know, be able to go in here and click all of these and have it do all 4 or 5 or whatever at the same time, or be able to click out here somewhere and automatically, you know, add them in through a selection process. So far, I'm, you know, very optimistic with the way the game's going. Again, this is an alpha test, the very first alpha wave, and for what it is, it's doing great. You know, it's hopefully it'll be the raid killer. You know, I'm one of those people that likes to experiment with rares and epic units as well. You know, you can usually find some sort of combination, you know, that'll, you know, shift the meta or, you know, quote unquote break the game. I think the skills in this game are a little bit on the cut and dry side, if you know what I mean. I'd like to see a lot more variety with these skills. You know, maybe an extra passive or two that can be unlocked, or you know, there are some units in here like what is it? I don't know, Jackal Hound, Anubis, or whatever, where there's synergies between them. I'd like to see a lot more of that in here. Anyway, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.